beautiful, voluptuous woman went to a gynecologist. The doctor took one look at this woman and all his professionalism went out of the window. He immediately told her to undress. After she had disrobed, the doctor began to stroke her thigh. Doing so, he asked her, "Do you know what I'm doing?" "Yes," she replied. "You're checking for any problems." "That is right," said the doctor. He then began to fondle her breasts. "Do you know what I'm doing now?" he asked. "Yes," the woman said. "You're checking for any lumps or breast cancer." "Correct," replied the shady doctor. Finally, he mounted his patient and started having sexual intercourse with her. He asked, "Do you know what I'm doing now?" "Yes," she said. "You're getting herpes, which is why I came here in the first place." A man is walking past this house when a used condom comes flying out of the second-story window and lands squarely on his head. Rather disgusted and absolutely furious, he goes up to the front door and starts pounding on it. An elderly man opens it and asks him what caused him to knock so loudly. The passerby asks, "Who's in your upstairs room?" The elderly man replies, "I can't see how it's any of your business. Since you must know, my daughter and intended son-in-law are upstairs." The passerby hands him the used condom and says, "Well, I just wanted you to know that your intended grandchild fell out of the window." Struggling artist stops by the studio where his recent work is hanging for sale. The owner tells him he has good news and bad news. The good news is that a man dropped by the studio today and put in an offer to buy every single piece. He just wanted my guarantee that the works would be worth twice what he paid if you were to pass away. I told him they would double, possibly triple in value, so he bought them all. "Whoa!" exclaims the artist. "That's fantastic. What could be the bad news?" "The guy is your doctor," the owner says. A salesman is peddling his goods from door to door in a massive high-rise building. He knocks at a young man's apartment and asks him, "Would you like to buy a top-of-the-line toothbrush?" "It's only $10. $10 for a toothbrush?" the man yells. What moron would pay $10 for a toothbrush? You're out of your mind. All right then, the salesman continues. "Then how about a fresh-baked brownie for $1? The man thinks it over and says, "Okay, why not?" The salesman hands over the brownie. The man takes a bite and spits it out onto the floor in the hallway. "My God, that tastes like crap," he yells. "Well, that's because it is crap," the salesman explains. "So, can I interest you in a toothbrush?" A very successful lawyer buys a new Ferrari. He parks in front of his office ready to show it off to his colleagues. As he gets out, a truck passes too close and completely tears the door off of the driver's side. The counselor immediately grabs his cell phone, dials 911, and within minutes, a policeman pulls up to take a report. Before the officer has a chance to ask any questions, the lawyer starts screaming hysterically. His Ferrari, which he had just picked up the day before, was now completely ruined and would never be the same, no matter what the body shop did to it. When the lawyer finally winds down from his ranting and raving, the officer shakes his head in disgust. "I can't believe how materialistic you lawyers are," he says. "All you care about is money and your possessions." The lawyer unleashes a stream of obscenities before the officer can calm him down. "Hear me out. See? You are so worried about your car you didn't even notice that the accident took off your left arm." "Oh my God!" screams the lawyer. "Where's my Rolex?" A couple gets married. 40 years later, they're in the same hotel room they spent their honeymoon in. She takes off her clothes, lies down on the bed, spreads her legs, and he starts to cry. She says, "What's the matter?" He says 40 years ago I couldn't wait to eat it, and now it looks like it can't wait to eat me. A doctor says to his patient, without these treatments you've got 3 months to live, and hands him a bill. The patient says, my God, look at all these. I can't come up with this kind of money in 3 months. The doctor says, all right, you've got 6 months to live. A guy walks into a bar with his pet monkey and orders a drink. While he's drinking, the monkey jumps all around the place. The monkey grabs some olives off of the bar and eats them, then grabs some sliced limes and eats them. He then jumps onto the pool table, grabs one of the billiard balls, sticks it into his mouth, and to everyone's amazement, somehow swallows it whole. The bartender screams at the guy. Did you see what your monkey just did? The guy says, no, what? He just ate a cue ball from the pool table, whole. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, replies the guy. He eats everything in sight. The little bastard. Sorry, I'll pay for the cue ball and stuff. He finishes his drink, pays the bill, pays for the stuff the monkey ate, and then leaves. 2 weeks later, he's in the bar again and has his monkey with him. He orders a drink and the monkey starts running around the bar again. While the man is finishing his drink, the monkey finds a maraschino cherry on the bar, grabs it, sticks it up his ass, pulls it out, and then eats it. The bartender is disgusted. Did you see what your monkey did? He asks. No. What? Asks the guy. Well, he stuck a maraschino cherry up his ass, pulled it out and ate it, said the bartender. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, replies the guy. He still eats everything in sight. But ever since he swallowed that cue ball, he measures things first. A husband tries his luck with his wife, but she says, sorry, darling, but I have an appointment tomorrow with my gynecologist and I want to stay fresh. The husband rolls over and thinks about it for a while, then whispers, do you have a dentist appointment tomorrow? A jumbo jet is just coming into the Toronto airport on its final approach. The pilot comes on the intercom. This is your captain. We're on our final descent into Toronto. I want to thank you for flying with us today, and I hope you enjoy your stay in Toronto. He forgets to switch off the intercom. Now the whole plane can hear his conversation from the cockpit. The co-pilot says to the pilot, well, skipper, what are you going to do in Toronto? Well, says the pilot, first I'm going to check into the hotel and have a dump. After which, I'm going to take that new stewardess with the huge tits out for dinner. And then, after dinner and a few drinks, I'll take her back to my room and have with her all night. Everyone on the plane hears this and immediately begins looking up and down the aisles trying to get a look at the new stewardess. Meanwhile, the new stewardess is at the very back of the plane. She's so embarrassed that she starts to run and try to get to the cockpit to turn off the intercom. Halfway down the aisle, she trips over an old lady's bag and down she goes. The old lady leans over and says, no need to hurry, dear. He's got to take a shit first.